All right, let's cover our final bowl of this part 1 episode, and it's the Scooters Coffee Frisco Bowl in Frisco, Texas, between
Bu-
UTSA and Marshall.
Bye-bye to the fat guy suit. What was that? DXL? I think that was like for fat guys wanting suits. Miss it.
Is that Scooters Coffee?
No, that was DXL Frisco Bowl. Now it's
Oh
Scooter.
yeah, yeah. That's what it was before. There's Scooters Coffees in Kentucky, where I live. If you're new to the show, I did not know this. I've never been to a Scooters Coffee. It's a drive-through coffee chain
They're all over the place. Like in
founded
Seattle.
in Nebraska.
Yeah. Yeah, they're all over here in Arkansas. There's 7 brews here in Arkansas. But if you go up to Seattle, like they do it, it's like a little shack, right? Do they have them in Lexington? They have a little shack you pull through to get your coffee.
They're
And
not in Lexington, but there are in Kentucky. I've never been to one.
yeah, up in Seattle and up in Oregon, they actually put like girls in bikinis in these shacks to serve coffee, which is like, I just want a coffee. I'm not trying to get in trouble with my wife, but
Yeah. Well, uh, Scooters Coffee. Maybe I'll have to check it out. Between UTSA and Marshall, UTSA is up to a 12.5-point favorite here, over under 52.5. This game will be played 9 p.m. Eastern on ESPN on Tuesday night in Frisco, Texas. News here for UTSA, pretty quiet, except the AAC Defensive Player of the Year, big one. Their edge, Trey Moore, who's a stud. I think he's going to go to Texas. I don't know if that's been announced yet.
he's visiting Ohio State and Texas.
Yeah, absolute monster off the edge. They will miss him, but everyone else looks like is going to go. Marshall, some more news. I mean, you have your wide receiver, Caleb Coombs, your anchor on the offensive line, Trent Holler, both hit the portal. And then their starting quarterback, Cam Fancher, he hit the portal. I'm not a big fan of Cam Fancher, but they're down to like Cole Pennington. He's not good. I watched some of him this year, just checking. He's just a check down artist.
Now, Rasheen Ali accepted the East West Shrine Bowl invite.
Yeah, so Rasheen Ali, that's right. Big. Yeah, as of now, hasn't been announced, but he could sit out. They're starting safety, JJ Roberts, missed the final 2 games with an injury. They also hired a new offensive coordinator recently. Marshall's what a disappointing year they had. But they did get the bowl eligibility. UTSA, I'm sure they had bigger dreams than this, but I think Traylor will have them ready to play here. And if that's the case, against a backup quarterback, and you got to remember, I think like UTSA's numbers are a bit like their power rating is a bit deflated because they played without Frank Harris for a couple games and it was awful. Like they lost to like Army and etc. So I don't know. I don't really like laying big numbers in bowl games, but this is one that I would consider. I want no part of Marshall. What do you see here?
Absolutely, you're laying it on this one, and I don't know when you would let up. Maybe 14, because we're getting there. It's going there. I mean, Marshall's without their quarterback, mistake-prone backup, missing left guard, possibly their star offensive player at running back, and they're going to struggle to get points. Their offense is 127th in quality drives, 128th in finishing drives. I mean, I don't think Seth Deggy is going to be able to turn that around as OC when he gets in. So, I mean, you're looking at a high-powered offense with our Roadrunners going up against a thundering herd that has nothing, no juice, no efficiency, no nothing. So I'm not sure what number it is that you stop buying on UTSA. Now, Marshall is near dead last in creating broken tackles. That it just goes to show you that the offense just has nothing. Like they have no elusiveness or anything. And UTSA's defense is 7th in broken tackles allowed, which I was a little bit shocked by. Now, of course, this offense of the Roadrunners, there's a huge discrepancy in UTSA's offensive explosives on the ground against Marshall's defense. Marshall's 129th in allowing rush explosives. So they can't defend counter. They can't defend inside zone. They can't defend a lot of things that Frank Harris, Kavorian Barnes, and Robert Henry like to do. So UTSA is the side. I'd just say for safety purposes, maybe 14 is the last one you're going to get. But the total, I think, is where people could get fooled. Maybe I'll get fooled. I don't know. So we're all handicapping this and saying, how does Marshall score? We're not sure if Marshall's going to score. Something crazy is going on down here in this Frisco Bowl. there's always a ton of points on this soccer field, right? There were 72 points in the bowl last year, 62 the year before. In 2019, there were 92 points between Kent State and Utah State. And then in 2017, there was 61 points. So this total is creeping down. My question is UTSA going to put up a 50 burger, cover this thing by themselves? Could Marshall actually get 14 up on the board? Something about this bowl game, there are a ton of points every single year. I can't say if it's field, can't say if it's weather, but how's Marshall going to score? We'll find out. But UTSA is aside, and I might let this thing creep all the way down the total and take it over.